So the second question is still about the demand elasticity of the price. And so if we look at the table on your handout, you will find the first column of this table is our product. The second column is the price elasticities. And this table also separated into three sections. The first section is about the goods. It's called have the relatively elastic. So we have elasticity larger than 1. So which means the price change a little bit and demand will change dramatically. And the second section is is called they are unitarian elastic. So which means the price change same percentage as the demand change as the same percentage as the price change, the percentage of the price change. And the last section is the goods are relatively inelastic, which means the price change a lot, but the demand changes just a little bit. So you can think about like the cigarette and coffee. People start to get addicted on it, so they become like necessary goods in their daily life. So no matter how the price change, their demand will not change too much. So we know that in the previous lecture, we know if the elasticity larger than 1, which means the goods is relatively elastic, we call it the luxury goods. And if the elasticity is smaller than 1, and we say like the coffee, and people addicted on it, so it become like everyday goods. So they are become the necessary goods. So now the first question just asks you give example for luxury goods. So you can choose one of these four: airline, travel, restaurant, meals, fresh fish, new cars. So they are luxury goods. And if for the necessary goods, you can select one of goods from this category: cigarettes, coffee, gasoline, short run, electricity, and long distance phone calls. So they are necessary goods. So now let's move on to the second question. So the second question asks, suppose consumer buy 20 bags of coffee per month at a price 7 per bag. If a $2 tax is added to that price, what percentage does the price change? So for this question, we need to first calculate the percentage change of the price. So in the previous recitation question, I mentioned the common way to calculate the percentage change of the price, we use the average price as our denominator. So try to remember. So the percentage change of the price equal to the change of the price divided by the P1 minus P2. P1 plus P2 divided by 2. So this is our average price, and the times 100%. So this is the formula we will use to calculate the percentage change of the price. So now the question here is, what is P1? So the P1 is the initial price, so that is $7. How about P2? So after impose $2 as a tax on the per bag, and we know the per bag price become like $9, right? So now we can start plugging the data. So 9 minus 7, that is the change of the price, and divide by the change of the average change of the price. So that is 7 plus 9 divided by 2, and times 100%. And we will have the numerator is the 25%. We will get 25% for the price change. So now let's move on the last question for the question number C. What percentage will coffee sale decline in the short run? So if we want to know in the short run how much the price will change, so first we need to know how can we figure out the change of demand. So on the table we know the elasticity. So we know the elasticity equal to the percentage change of the quantity divided by the percentage of the price. So we know the elasticity and we know the price change, the percentage change of the price. We just calculate in question B. So we will get the percentage change of the quantity will be equal to the elasticity times the percentage change of the price, right? So that now is very easy. So first let's look at what is the elasticity for coffee. So the elasticity for coffee is 2.3, right? So you use 2.3, that is elasticity, times the percentage of the price. So that is 25% change. So 0.3 multiplied by 25%, and we will get 75%. So the demand will change 75%. And we know the rule of the demand. If the price increase, the demand will decrease. So the price increased from $7 to $9. So the demand will decline 9.5%. So now look at the last question. So the last question is, if the long run elasticity of demand is 0.8, how much will sale decline in the long run? So nothing changed, just the everything doesn't change except the elasticity. Before we have elasticity is equal to 0.3, that is short run. So now we know the long run elasticity is 0.8. So we use the same formula, elasticity times percentage of change of the price. So we get 0.8 times 25%, and we will get 20%. So if we consider the long run, so the change of the coffee demand is 20%.